Fathers and the role they play. That's still our conversation going forward. And let me just request us to, if you've not liked and shared and commented on this post, kindly do so that you can have this reach as many fathers and people as possible, because you are here to learn, share, relate with each other, and to impact eventually. And you cannot do that through knowledge and through intentionally sharing this. So today we are talking about one key point that has two sections to it. And this is one of the key roles of fathers that apparently you've not been able to practice so well, probably because of lack of information, or because sometimes culturally this is not what it was like to be fathers. Culturally, to be a father was to be out there in the field, working and fighting and bringing the bread home and having your family enjoy it. And that was fulfilling as a father. And so a lot of us ended up growing up without any form of engagement or connection with the fathers, with our fathers. And that's what we're trying to change right now, because even the kind of generations that we are growing now requires a lot of interpersonal connection and relationship with their fathers. And also, science have proven that it's very important that fathers engages very intentionally with their children, form a connection, form a bond, so that when later in life that bond continues. Whenever I facilitate a session for elderly men, one of the complaints that come often is, I have seen my children neglect me. I've seen them, connect more with the mom, spend more time with the mom. And for me, no one cares to ask, how's your day? How are you doing? What do you need? How can you be of assistance? And I realized that that's just not the issue at the moment. There's an issue that has been there for the longest time, because probably these gentlemen have not been so involved in the life of the child. And so today our point is presence with involvement. Fathers have customarily been out there, fighting and bringing bread home and having their family enjoy it. And that has been really the role of fatherhood, by and large. But looking at it right now, we see the need that fathers need to be more involved and more engaged. Because one of the questions that the youth ask whenever I facilitate their conversation is, our parents often ask and tell us to speak to them. But where are they so that you can speak with them? And unfortunately, even mothers have joined the league of parents that are not home or that are not connecting with their children. So where are these parents? So that we may speak with them. And sometimes when we speak, they don't hear, or do they really hear? Because sometimes you are present physically as a father or as a parent, but you are not just involved at all emotionally. You're not just involved at all socially. You could be there just in person, in body, but you are busy on your phone, following up things, or busy on TV or watching. Then you never really get a chance to connect and to relate with your child. So the key point we are driving home today for fathers and generally for parents is that create time, connect with your children, relate with them, get to know how they're doing, how their day is coming along, open up emotionally. This might be hard for fathers, and actually that's why in our practice of counseling, we help fathers to know how to relate emotionally so that they are able to bond and to connect with their children. That way, they are able to speak and you're able to hear. You're able to observe and see what could be going wrong or right with them. You're able to look and see what talents do you need to nurture in this young one. What focus do you need to engage in this young one? What else do you need to come and support as they grow? But without being present, number one, and number two, being involved, then it becomes so hard for us as fathers or as parents to be of impact to our children. So, our point this week is be present and be involved in the life of your children. Let me hear your comment on the comment box below. How are you doing this in spite of the busy schedules that often fathers find themselves in? How are you still making sure that you are involved, that you are present? One of the key lessons you've learned is that some fathers who are very intentional, do this in a very creative way. Some of them even go on their trips, their work trips, with one or two of their children, especially when they're on holiday, and they just spend time there with that child. You know, they're doing their training, they're doing their work, they're doing their projects, and the child is there observing and just relating with them, and it becomes very important. So even if you travel a lot, you can travel with one of your child. Each time you travel, you go with one or two, and you just see how that comes along. Some of our parents make sure that they use technology really well. For example, they can make sure that before sleeping, even if they travel for work, they are connecting with the children via Zoom call or anything like that, and then they just have time to share. Some of them, when they have that day off, even if it's once in a month or once in a week, they make the best out of it. You know, no technology, no distractions, just time to have fun and to relate, you know, and to connect with their family. You can come up with a creative way, and let's hear more creative ways on how you're doing this as a parent, as a father, so that we can learn from it and make sure that we continue to impact our family for the better. Fatherhood is destiny. So I hope that fathers will take this seriously, beyond and over provision and protection, to be present and to be involved. Let me hear your comments, and let's see each other in the next episode. Thank you.